All right, so this is January 2019, question number 2. All right, question number 2, AI says, is asking us to make X the subject of the formula. All right, so I'm guessing that there are at least maybe 2 ways to approach this, but this is how I would approach it. Now, if I'm going to make X the formula, I need to get X by itself on one side. If I'm going to make X the formula, I need to get X by itself on one side. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take the 3p, which is on the right, over to the left-hand side. So this is y minus 3p. Positive 3p on the right goes over to the left and become negative. So over to the right now, I have x over 5. Then I'm going to put this over 1. Now, if I have one fraction, so this is an equation with fraction, and when you have an equation with fraction, the first thing you need to do is to get rid of the fraction. But if I have one fraction is equal to one fraction, and I want to get rid of the fractions, what I would do is I would cross multiply. So that is 1 times x is x, and this is equal to 5 times y minus 3p. Now, y minus 3p is a difference, and whenever you're multiplying a sum or a difference, you must put it in bracket. So now x is the subject. X being the subject means I need to have x by itself on one side. Both the sign and power of x should be positive 1. So here, x is the subject. II. Now, II is asking me to solve the following equation by factorization. Now, this is a simple quadratic equation that you're being asked to solve. And we're asked to solve it by the method of factorization. So let's factorize. Now, I have 2x squared minus 9x. To factorize that, the first step in any factorization is to see if there is a common factor. Now, common to 2x squared and 9x is x. So I'm going to pull my x out. Then I'm going to divide. X goes into 2x squared 2x times. And x into 9x goes 9 times. And this is equal to 0. So this is what I just did. I had 2x squared and I divided it by x. So x at the bottom cancels one of the x at the top, leave 2x. Then I have 9x and I was dividing it by x. X cancel x, leave 9. So now what I have is x multiplied by 2x minus 9 is equal to 0. Ladies, gentlemen, if I'm multiplying two things and I'm getting 0, if I'm multiplying two numbers and I'm getting 0, it is either the first number is equal to 0 or the second number is equal to 0. Stay with me. So now we have what? 2x is equal to 9. Negative 9 on the left goes over to the right and become positive. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And when I do that, I'm going to get x is equal to 9 over 2 or 4.5. Therefore, x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 4.5. Whenever you solve a quadratic equation, you must get 2 marks. Whenever you solve a quadratic equation, you must get 2 marks. B, this says a farmer wishes to enclose a rectangular plot with a wire fence. The width of the plot is 3 meters less than its length. All right, so let's do a little sketch. There's a rectangular plot, and the length is The length is L. Now, the width we are told is what? Is 3 meters less than its length. Now, 3 meters less means if the length is L, the width is going to be L minus 3. The width is 3 meters less than the length. Now, given that the area enclosed by the fence is 378 square meters, we're to show that L square minus 3L minus 378 is equal to 0. So we're told that the area of the plot of land, that's area, is 378. So therefore, the area of the plot, which is length times width, is equal to 378. The length is L, the width is L minus 3, and this is equal to 378. So next, I'm going to remove the brackets by applying distributive law. Distributive law says whatever is in the bracket is multiplied by what is immediately outside the bracket. So we have L times L is L square. L times minus 3 is minus 3L. And this is equal to 378. So now positive 378 on the right goes over to the left and become negative. Therefore, L square minus 3L minus 378 is equal to 0. So the examiner said we should show that L square minus 3L minus 378 is equal to 0, and we have just done that. Let's see what's coming next. All right, so the C part of the question now, this looks like variation. This says the force F applied to an object is directly proportional to the extension E produced by that object. This says represent this information as an equation in terms of Fe and an appropriate constant K. All right, so this is variation. And variation have two very important words. The two important words are directly and inversely. So the word used in this question is the word directly. Now, if F is directly proportional to the extension E, that is saying that F is equal to K multiplied by the extension E. K there is called the constant of proportionality or the variation constant. What else? So if the word used is directly, it's going to be F is equal to K multiplied by E. If the word was inversely, it would be F is equal to K divided by E. So depending on the word that is used, that will dictate the equation that gets formed from the statement. So the equation is F is equal to K multiplied by E. Next, it says the incomplete table below shows corresponding values of F and E. Using the equation in CI or otherwise, determine the value of X and Y. Ladies, gentlemen, a variation question has a 4-step flow to it. A variation question has a 4-step flow to it. Step 1, the first step is to convert the variation statement into a variation equation, which we have already done. The variation statement is the force F applied to an object is directly proportional to the extension E. That's the variation statement. And that statement translates into the equation F is equal to K multiplied by E. So step one is to translate the variation statement into an equation. Step two, we're going to be given, so from step one, we're going to have F is equal to K multiplied by E. Step two, we're going to be given a value of F and E so that we can calculate K, which is the standard, which is the constant of variation. So using this here, when E is 0.2, F is 8. So I'm going to say when E is 0.2, F is equal to 8. So I'm going to get 8 is equal to K multiplied by E, which is 0.2. Now, if I divide both sides by 0.2, I think I'm going to get that K is equal to 40. I think it's 40. K is 40. So step two, I'm going to be given a value of what? E and F so that I can calculate K. Step three is to rewrite the equation and put in the new value of K. The equation is F is equal to K, which is 40 times E. Step four, I'm going to either be given a value of E to calculate F or a value of F to calculate E. Now here, when E is equal to X, F is equal to 25. So let's put in this. 25 is equal to 40 times E, which is X. If I divide both sides by 40, I'm going to get that X is equal to 25 over 40, which is the same as saying 5 over 8. X is equal to 5 over 8. The same equation, F is equal to 40E. I'm going to say when E is 3.2, F is equal to Y. So let's put in this. Y is equal to 40 times E, which is 3.2. So 40 times 3.2 means that Y is equal to 128. Y is equal to 128.